preparation for garlic planting on Astarte Farm starts months or even years ahead of the actual video that you're looking at, filmed on about the 12th of October 2020. Ellen is checking out the height of the cover crop that was planted 2.5, possibly 3 months in advance, and that's oats and peas, one of our favorite combination cover crops. She's also running the roller crimper for the first time, mounted on the front of our Kubota tractor. And here's a shot showing what the cover crop looks like after we've run over it with some fairly heavy pressure with that roller crimper. And if you look closely, you can see the parallel lines where the crimper blades have actually cut some of this lush green cover crop. And I think we were a week or two in advance of what would have been the perfect time to run the roller crimper, because the crop was not showing any seed heads at all, and I was afraid that it might start to pop up and grow again. And as you'll see in the next shot, that is indeed what has happened. So we're laying cardboard here. I should say the crew is laying cardboard here. And we're putting it on in a fairly thick layer, trying not to leave any possible gaps for the weeds in these old pathways to wiggle their way up and find some sunlight. The cardboard goes on in this nice shingled pattern that helps to keep it in place if there's any wind on the day we're laying it. And I can assure you, with a big sheet of cardboard like this, we don't lay this on a windy day ever, unless we want to go chasing cardboard all over Hadley. The next step is to get the wood chips on there in a nice thick even layer. And one of the ways we save a little bit of labor is to run the bucket loader on the Kubota down, and we'll have 2 wheelbarrows basically nose to nose on a pad of cardboard. That catches any bit of spillover that might occur. And the crew is taking a lot of time in the background to check every piece of cardboard for plastic tape. We absolutely hate to leave any plastic on there. It only contributes to the microplastic pollution that our society seems to be creating at a tremendous clip. The cardboard can only have black ink, no colors please, thanks to the National Organic Program. And here's Ellen using a nice light plastic mulch fork. Sadie doing a good job with that little push wheelbarrow. And this is the way we get our cardboard covered nice and thick. If you see the color of those wood chips, they're a nice dark brown. They've been aged for probably at least 6 months. And here's the cover crop after it was rolled. On the left you see the crop that's trying to stand up again, and on the right is the crop that we've run our flail mower over. So here's the flail mower. That's what the cover crop looks like after it's been flailed about 1 inch above the soil surface. Here's our compost spreader and a pile of purchased compost. We're working with the National Organic Program and our local certifier, and only use approved products for that. Theo, Sadie, and Allie working on another big part of the project, breaking up the garlic heads into individual cloves, checking out each one carefully, making sure that we're not getting any diseased or peculiar looking cloves in there. Takes a lot of manual dexterity. We're not hoping not to get any double cloves in there, but stick with just singles. And Theo's going to demonstrate what I call the chef pop method. He's got his clove, he gets it between 2 fingers, gives it a couple of whacks on a hard surface, and it just breaks apart. I haven't used that method in the past, but it certainly looks a lot quicker than what we've done with fingernails, trying to pry things apart. That's what one of our beds will look like with about an inch or two of compost on top of that flailed cover crop. Amelia is poking holes with our homemade dibbler. That's a tool that's been around for over 20 years in my use. And I wanted to point out the mushroom clumps here. We noticed these when we were dibbling this row, and those are left over and growing where we had hemp in the bed last year. And that is a good recommendation for growing hemp, because it really does promote fungal activity in your soils if you leave the stalks in there. Now we've got our crew out there, I believe, planting fava beans in between the garlic cloves, or rather in between the rows. We've used this technique in the past and had very good success. The fava bean will be flowering and setting beans right when the garlic could use a little extra nitrogen boost. Here's the crew setting cloves in place, and that nice compost layer is really a joy to work into. These are a couple of the beds where the flailing looks like it may not have even killed the oats and peas, but we are expecting some cold weather to come in, and we believe that that's going to not interfere at all with the growth of the garlic. Getting them spaced right is basically a feature of that dibble that I showed you before. And here again is Sadie adding just a little bit more of the fava bean. The variety is called Sweet Lorraine. It's a small seeded variety, not the big broad beans you may have seen in the past, and the plant tends to stand up a little better in the wind. Hey, I almost forgot to show you the last step, mulching with big round bales of nice, clean, yellow straw. And this is what we see next year. This is the previous season's garlic with the fava beans. And this is a quick shot to show you why we're in such a hurry to get the crop in late October. Because by God, the day before Halloween, we got snow, and we're expecting some real cold tonight. Thanks for watching.